Hello, I'm Charlotte Atchley, editor of Baking and Snack Magazine, here at IFT First 2024 in Chicago. I'm here with Kristen Spriggs, Executive Director of the American Society of Baking, here to tell me more about what people can expect at BakingTech 2025. Thanks for joining me, Kristen.
Thanks, Charlotte.
So BakingTech 2025 is in a new location. It's going to be held February 16th through 18th at the Renaissance Orlando at SeaWorld. Tell us a little bit about how this new location is opening up opportunities for new events.
It's great. I think it's ironic that we're here in Chicago doing this interview when BakingTech is moving from Chicago after what we think is probably 100 years of hosting it in Chicago.
Right.
But moving out of the Hilton really gave us a chance to just completely reimagine the experience for attendees. So I've heard a lot of people say that the new location reminds them a lot of where we were prior to the Hilton.
Okay.
So there's a central gathering area. We're gonna have live musicians there on the first night, really helping people be welcomed into the space and integrated into this new location. The other thing that we are changing, that final night, which has historically been a casino night, we are expanding it. It's going to be more games, more activities, lots of different ways to interact, and we're moving it outdoors because we're in Florida in February and we have a chance to do that. So weather permitting, we'll have a wonderful party outside too.
That's awesome. Also, how are you expanding Marketplace to kind of better benefit the needs of both attendees and exhibitors?
Well, I'm excited to share here with you today that we've completely changed the name as well. We wanted it to be something that was more indicative of the collaboration and the partnership that happens and the innovation that happens at BakingTech. So we're now calling it the Formulation Floor.
Wow.
And so it's all about how you can make those connections to learn about innovative products, solutions, talk with your partners about your business, learn even some expanded ways. So we're introducing what we're calling Baker's Row, and this will be an interactive activation. So attendees can come up and experience throughout the entire baking process, different resources that might be available to them. So whether that's in the building out a bakery, innovation, R&D, development, all the way through mixing, formulation, and changes, all the way through packaging and distribution. So that's a new activation area that we are introducing this year at BakingTech, next year at BakingTech as well.
That is so exciting.
Yeah.
The other thing that everyone is always so excited about BakingTech, and one of BakingTech's big strengths is the community that people find there. How are you helping more first-time attendees kind of break into that community next year at BakingTech?
Yeah, even you brought it up today when we were talking about the legacy of ASB. So many people get their start at BakingTech. So that naturally builds into a really strong community of bakers, and we're very fortunate that we've enjoyed that throughout our history. But when you have a really strong community, sometimes as a first-time attendee, you can feel like an outsider. And so several years ago, we launched something called our Ambassador Program. And it's basically like a buddy system. Somebody that reaches out to you prior to attending BakingTech and then helps you get integrated, kind of shows you around, gives you some of the ins and outs, maybe meets you for coffee, sits with you at lunch. So we recognized last year we had 250 first-time attendees. So we recognized that we needed to significantly increase our volunteer pool. So we've got a task force in place. It's part of one of our committees that is focused exclusively on making that ambassador program a winning program. So we'll be recruiting hundreds of volunteers to help people get integrated into the ASB community, find a member, learn about what it means to be a member, learn about BakingTech, and hopefully, be a lifetime member for many years to come.
That is so exciting. And where can people go if they want to find out more information about BakingTech 2025?
So our web pages, we've got a few that are up and open already. We're posting information about travel and hotel. We will have the great rates available 3-day pre and 3-day post the event if you want to bring your family and stay the weekend before or after. So that information is coming at asbe.org, our website. It's right on our homepage. Learn about BakingTech. And more information will be coming as we finalize the agenda and put the speaker content out there too.
That is so exciting. Thanks for joining me, Kristen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And be on the lookout for more information about BakingTech 2025, which is happening February 16th through 18th at the Renaissance Orlando at SeaWorld.